I do want to ask you about The Rock and the way he saw himself in this era. He does an interview with the Baltimore Sun that comes out on March 15th. It's a major feature on The Rock. And he's got a quote in here that Dave Meltzer points out. He says, quote, I believe the term pro wrestler has become passe. When people view the character of The Rock, professional wrestler isn't the first thing they think of. They think of the larger than life television entertainer or artist. Now, that's the way The Rock saw himself in March of 2000. And I mean, obviously, we know today people are going to know him for a lot more things than just professional wrestling. But even in March of 2000, I got to think almost everyone you would ask would say, oh, The Rock's a pro wrestler. I think it's cool that he saw that in himself. And I'm wondering, do you think that that was something that was his ambition outside of WWE? Or was that Vince sort of drilling into him? We're not wrestlers, we're sports entertainers.
Vince certainly believes that, Conrad, that they're sports entertainers and not just pro wrestlers, one dimensional. Rock was never one dimensional. He had a lot of layers to his character and to his persona, and I think that helped him overall. Again, look at who he followed. And did he miss a beat by following Stone Cold when Steve got hurt? Not really. He did a hell of a job. And he rose to the occasion. He delivered. And that's what we were hoping he would do, and he did.
One of the things I've always appreciated about The Rock's approach is he wouldn't really be pigeonholed. And again, this is going to be weird as a guy from Oklahoma and a guy from Alabama are talking about this, but in that same article in the Baltimore Sun, March 15th, 2000, The Rock does talk about his ethnicity. He says, quote, so often men of color in our industry are typecast and stereotyped, and then it becomes very limiting. The Rock has no color. No one looks at The Rock and says, oh yeah, that's the guy that's half this and half that. And I do think that that has been part of his Hollywood success. I mean, what the hell do I know? But it doesn't feel like he has tried to allow himself to be cast as a Samoan character or an African American character. He's The Rock.
That's smart. I mean,
Yeah,
it was very smart. I'm not a big ethnicity guy. You're a star, or you're not a star.
that's right.
And The Rock was a star. He became a star. He made himself a star, and I just was very impressed with how he evolved and how he delivered when this opportunity came about. So no, he just got bigger than big. He outgrew the stereotypical pro wrestling box. He kicked his way out of that box and became even bigger.
We should mention by the time we get to WrestleMania, it is an interesting time in the company. Of course, it's May of 2000 when we're talking about this. April of 2000, very beginning of the month, and we're heading to this four-way. And Meltzer would say on the preview that he felt like the plan should have been or was originally The Rock would win, but he thought that fans perhaps really wanted to see Foley win as that underdog who's been talked out of retirement and all that jazz. When the four-way match gets here, though, it's really feeling more like a Monday Night Raw. It doesn't exactly feel like a WrestleMania main event. They do get plenty of time, 36 minutes and 28 seconds, and somehow, some way, Triple H retains the title in a four-way. Show's going to dominate everyone early. He's out in just under 5 minutes. And, yeah. When it's all said and done, we've got all the McMahons involved and Vince is bleeding and Vince is going to come in the ring. He's going to turn on The Rock and that eventually allows the opportunity for Triple H to retain. It's, maybe we found out the hard way why there had not been multi-man WrestleMania matches. And in fact, the only singles match on this WrestleMania match was one with Terry Runnels. I mean, so it's a ladies match. So, and ladies in 2000 were not doing the type of wrestling they're doing now. This year, without Austin and with Rock having Hollywood ambition, it doesn't feel like by the time WrestleMania gets here, things are going according to plan. When the final curtain falls that night, I mean, all the tickets were sold. I mean, so you've got a lot of business momentum, but creatively, do you think Vince felt satisfied when the final curtain fell on WrestleMania here in 2000?
I don't see how he could have, quite frankly,
Yeah.
Conrad. I think that Vince realized that uh, he's got something unique here. How far do you take it? And again, as a fan of wrestling and someone who's been involved in it now 50 years, I just didn't. I wasn't a big proponent of uh, three ways and four ways in that spot. But that's what we got, and to get those guys involved in the process, to their credit, it seemed like they delivered pretty damn well.
Hey, I wanted to ask because not only is this the first multi-man match in WrestleMania history, it's also as far as the main event position, it's also the first time where we have a heel victorious in the main event of WrestleMania. Of course, Triple H comes in as our heel champion and he's going to leave as the heel. But normally we try to send them home happy. You know, Hogan must pose and here's the fireworks and we're going to carry Brett out of the ring and all that sort of stuff. But that's not going to happen here. And what's interesting is the following year in 2001, that's when Austin turns heel and joins Vince McMahon, and we have a heel leave as champion again. But we wouldn't see that happen again until The Miz beat John Cena in 2011. So it does feel like a risk and one that we weren't itching to repeat. Was there any pause? Do you remember that creatively to, hey, we always have the good guy win at the end of WrestleMania. We're supposed
I
to
think
send them
so.
home happy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think to some degree there was some backlash or some doubt, skepticism. Uh, and again, like I said, I don't know why I felt this way, but it just didn't feel right to me that she would travel this road.
No doubt. I can't help but wonder, you know, what the original plan could have been if Austin was going to be there. But going with a four-way, having a heel victorious, and then having your baby face. I mean, we know he's going to give an opportunity to chase. So I could see if you don't look at WrestleMania in a vacuum and you look at the subsequent pay-per-views, the money's always been in the baby face chasing the title, right?
I think so. That's kind of the traditional way of booking a match. The good guy chases and tries to fulfill his dreams and win. But it seemed like we started outgrowing that a little bit.
We're going to talk about the pay-per-view coming up where The Rock is going to be challenging Triple H. It's going to be Backlash. It happens on April 30th at the MCI Center in Washington, D.C. And this is actually where Stone Cold Steve Austin is going to make his return. In the main event, we see The Rock win the title from Triple H. It goes 19 minutes and 24 seconds. Shane McMahon is the referee. Vince and Stephanie are in Triple H's corner, and of course we know Stone Cold is here to support The Rock. And when his music hits, man, it's bananas. Fans are so excited to see him back. The Rock's going to use the spine buster. He's going to hit the people's elbow. Hebner's going to count the fall, and Rock is the new champion. He's going to be celebrating. He's going to be interrupted again by Austin's music, and they're going to tease the idea that they fight, but instead they toast each other. And there's certainly a tease that there could be more to this story in the future. But 3 3/4 of a star. There's a huge crowd reaction, and the buy rate is about 78% of what WrestleMania did earlier this same month. Remember now, WrestleMania was at the very beginning of April. Backlash here is at the very end of April. But you're going to retain 78% of your buys. And normally, Jim, I've been led to believe there's always a dip after WrestleMania.
All right.
But when you can prop it up like this, that shows you the power of Stone Cold Steve Austin, even if he's not wrestling, right?
Oh yeah, he was so over, so over, and that data you just quoted is certainly proof of that. Stone Cold was the most over guy in the company, without a doubt. He was the most over guy ever in the company, in my opinion, without a doubt. So he was on that when Hogan was at his hottest. He didn't supplant Stone Cold as the guy. Austin was just that over.
Don't we all love summer vacation, relaxing, laying out by the pool, barbecues, hitting the beach, doing, well, nothing? Well, how about a summer vacation from your house payments? With SaveWithConrad.com, you can do just that. Reduce your monthly payments by making the equity you built up in your home work for you. You can roll together those high interest rate credit cards into one lower monthly payment, and perhaps access some of that newfound equity to turn your house into your dream home with no money out of pocket. And how about this? You get to skip your next 2 house payments. That's right. You won't have to make your June or your July house payment. You're done until August 1st. Go right now to SaveWithConrad.com. Let my team run the numbers for you for free. There's no obligation, and if we can't help you save some cash, we won't waste your time. And did I mention we're offering a 3-year guarantee right now? That's right. That means if at any point interest rates improve over the next 3 years, you get a free refi. That's right. No new lender fees from us. So you get to save money now without wasting money later when the rates improve on a whole second set of closing costs. Why not go to SaveWithConrad.com and get a guarantee? Save money now and save money later with your friend in the mortgage business. That's me, Conrad Thompson at SaveWithConrad.com. Shoot me an email at Conrad@SaveWithConrad.com. Give us a call at 888-425-0105. Or get yourself a quick quote, even talk to a live person right now at SaveWithConrad.com. NMLS number 2129, equal housing lender. Let's take a summer vacation from house payments at SaveWithConrad.com.